So I'll meet you all once I get dressed and take a shower, and I'll come back. So back, I brushed and showered. Also, I had a cup of tea as well, which I did not film here. So let's get started. A lot to make ways when I can do it. If not, in normal days I will be every silent So we are currently going through the fourth book in second years, Indian Poetry and the Romantic Traditions. This unit introduces the earliest Indian poets in English writing during the British colonial period. These poets were one of the first to be educated in English language and to be imbibe English literary styles. The unit shows the links between these poets and their English procedures and counterparts. Introduction. Indian has begun writing prose in the last decades of 18th century. Throughout the 19th century, we see a number of Indians writing letters. For the first time, poetry by Indians Kashi Prasad Ghosh and Henry Derozio. Ghosh and Derozio therefore represent the official presence of native poets in English literary canon. So, as in actual sense, if I have to tell something, is English is not there within the India. First of all, Britishers brought English to the India and developed it. They made their own schemes and all. They used Indians, but they also provided a good medium of English education. After they went from India, the battle was won by Indians, but the education was left halfly. So, for that sake, when the literary was just in a half part and not having the proper education in India, so to develop that, how the development happened, the English education came. So actually, universally, the language which is used universally is English. But in India, we don't have that facilities of developing language of English. So what happened is, some people came out of India and made some rules and developed some parts, developed some cities, raised doubts, made use, and also given a best education. The main centuries was 18th and 19th centuries and 20th centuries, which seen a bright side in education of English, and which happened for a good cause. Whatever happened in that centuries was the main pillars to build English in India, and that happened because of some of the great leaders like Macaulay, Richardson, and so many others like Richardson and Toru Dutt and all. There are so many people who worked, who made the use of India, but also given the best education. They told the ways in which we can develop education in India, because we are getting educated, but just for the purpose to get educated, and the knowledge is not getting into our brains. So for that, we given the ideas, like they suspected in a very brutal way, but also given the best examples like what to do and how to develop. Because of them, we got hurt, but also got educated properly. The main Indian novels Before this, we used to read the novels which are written outside of the India and get educated. But this time, we are seeing the novel which is written by Indian. That is, let's see who are that. R.K. Narayan, Mulk Raj, Anand, and Raja Rao, who written the novel, the Indian novels.
So my motive was to take MA English Literature to write lyrics in English, and trust me, that happened. And I feel very happy that I have taken this chance. I was very afraid to take MA English before this, but trust me, it worked, and I have written a song on my own self. I started, which means I just started writing, but at least I have written a song in English. That is because of the education which I got from MA English. If you are someone who wants to develop skills or get that personal ideology about English, write novels or literary thing, then please go ahead and take MA English Literature. Or if you are someone like a musician, or if you want to become a lyricist, then this is the best way to start your career by taking the educational form. Trust me, it will help you. So here I am revealing my song name. Hope you people like. I don't know if this goes well or not, if you people like it or not, or if you will give the love and support which it requires or not. But I want to let you all know that I have written a song which I previously said. So the song name is Dream Journey, which means it's a journey of mine regarding music. So as you all know that I got educated, like so my half a day or like almost until evening was spent in education and all, and I used to get an evening time regarding music. So I used to sing since childhood. So that dream of like singing, to become a singer and to do what I'm doing, that all once I used to sing, but I used to feel that sadness of not giving that much of value or like that much of time to go further, like take an instrument or like musicality and all. I want to try that also since childhood, but which doesn't happen because of the we doesn't have that what we can say, we doesn't have that facility. But me as a singer, I used to feel very anxious about singing. So the anxiousness, the sadness, and that wantingness of becoming a singer, which I written in a song and composed it, mixed it, mastered it, and it's ready to release. And hope you people give that love which it requires and especially understand what I wanted to tell. It's a simple song, but hope you people like what I wanted to tell here, and hope you people understand.
Actually, what is novel is to do or like to bring a good cause, to explain something in a good way. We can take a form of novel, or any story, the real story, which is very big in which continued years, but we want to know only a little. Like if we want to read it in a short form, then we can write it in the form of novel. A real story can be written in a form of novel, or something if we want to explain to anyone, that can be written in the form of novel. uh, any imagination. If we imagine something which can be happen, or like if anything we want to explain to the society, that can be also written in the form of novel. um, or like anything, if either it may be about like a film, a story, which is totally belongs to your imagination, but you don't know how to portray it, then you can take in the form of, you can write it in the form of novel. So actually we are in education, and that too in literature. So in this book we are taking the chapter of novel. So I'll go through one member. It has almost like 7 to 8 members in a novel, but here I am taking just one novel about one person, that is one of the most powerful novels is So Many Hungers, in which it depicts poverty in Bengal, set in the time of quiet Indian movement and the Bengal feminine of the early 1940s. Bhattacharya indicts the administration for its lapses, showing how corruption and indifference of officials are to be blamed for the starvation of deaths of so many. In So Many Hungers, Bhattacharya dealing with the theme of exploitation on the political, economic, and social ground. So, as I said, any reality also can be written in the form of novel. If you are someone who is seeing something but you cannot do anything regarding it, then you can write it in the form of novel and publish it, so that people can read it and identify what's happening, and if they want to help you, then they will do. And in the same way, the uh, Bhattacharya, the poet, written a novel um, regarding deaths, starvation, deaths, like blame for the starvation of deaths of so many. So the writer Bhattacharya has taken the main problems, which are like uh, political issues, and which are corrected in a brutal way, and the deaths of the people because of the starvation, of lack of food, and the women facing the problems, and the economical way which is not at all going in a proper manner. So he taken all this and made a weapon out, like he made all the clauses in a proper manner and portrayed it in the form of novel, further which people noticed because of this novel and worked further in a good manner and overcome it. And that's what the power of novel is. And uh, this is the way which slowly India has got developed because of the outsiders out of Indian leaders, and with the help of poets, writers, and Indian writers and Indian novel. And one is that Bhattacharya. I have to tell my friend, I was here and I don't, I taste words left over. So every day I eat rice in lunch, but today I'm eating fruits because I literally doesn't have that taste buds, and I don't like to eat curry also. So